Hey guys, dankjewel. What is up? Welcome for joining me. Today I wanted to talk about my findings on a particular product today. Those of you who have seen my channel know that very much I like soap. The last time I was in the UK, I was in a place called Luton. And I reviewed the Imperial Leather Orange and Grapefruit bar. This time on my travels I've come across what I've kept inside here, and it's probably the younger, more beautiful brother of the orange and grapefruit, and this is the Imperial Leather Gentle Care. I don't know if you can see that. My initial findings are that the bar appears to be slightly smaller than the rest of them. The orange and grapefruit, the original, and the ever elusive blue Imperial Leather. If any of you know the whereabouts of a blue Imperial Leather, then please get in touch with a link included in the bio below, for I'm finding it increasingly difficult and stressful as to where I can find what is at the moment my preferred bar of Imperial Leather, and that's the Imperial Leather Blue. So without further annoyance or much ramblings, let's take a look at this bar of soap. So, as I mentioned earlier, I do believe that this bar is coming up a few millimeters shorter and narrower than some of the other bars of soap. Now, whether that is something that is a factory malfunction on the machines that slice the bars of soap and create that beautiful tapered edge, I'm not sure, but to me, just holding it, it feels a little bit smaller than all the other ones that I've used. And I've placed it next to what I believe is an average size unfilled hot water bottle, so you can see the size itself against something that is also got its own size. For those of you that do not have a hot water bottle, maybe because you live in a more equatorial or tropical climate, I've placed it next to these 3 rolls of PTFE tape. They're all similar in size, give or take 1-2 millimeters. For those that don't know, PTFE tape is often used by the wet trade, the plumber, and it's actually polytetrafluoroethylene, or as I like to call it, plumber's tape for everything. So now, what I've chosen to do, the first thing is to take it out of this plastic wrapping that you see each individual one comes with. This particular one I bought as a packet of 6. So the 6 were encompassed in some packaging itself, and within that, each six of those bars were individually wrapped. So the first thing I want to do is to unleash that aroma. So let me unpack it. So what I'm doing is I don't know if you can see the camera focusing, I'm just pinching at the top here, and I'm just gonna put one hand backwards and this one forwards and open it like a small bag of peanuts or maybe some crisps for a child, and just peel the top off. It feels like I have the golden ticket. I'm so excited to taste the aroma. I have to say that is so refreshing. The scent is zingy, but it's also quite homely, if you know what I mean by that. It means that it almost feels like the bar of soap it's giving you a hug before you've even used it. But it also feels very clinical, very smooth, very clean. It just feels like home. I'm a little bit emotional, sorry. So what I would like to do now to put in the grave some of the suspicions that I have about this bar being smaller than its counterparts is I will now measure it. I will use a tape measure that is in metric and imperial. No pun intended. This way I will be able to have an account of the exact dimensions of this bar. And should I come across any of the other bars, the orange and grapefruit, the original, or fingers crossed that elusive blue bar, I will be able to cross-reference and sort of have my suspicions hung up on the wall, if I may. So I will now make a measurements. So you will see that I've put the bar of imperial leather into the silver tray. I will now take it out. And I will swap hands with the camera, and you'll see I've already pre-extended using this locking mechanism of the tape measure. So hopefully now we will be able to get a good reading of how long this bar of soap is. It is very difficult with one hand, but that to me is looking like 85 millimeters long. And 55 millimeters wide. And the thickness of it, I suppose, would be around, to the naked eye, that would be 28 millimeters. That's better. So after my initial findings of the bar of soap, which by the way continues to provide this beautiful aroma, it is now time for me to take it into the battlefield. And this arena of battle could be a bath or it could be a shower. I will be making notes on how well it cleans the human body, how, or if at all, it dries out the human skin, sod coverage, and pubic hair adherence to the actual bar itself. I will also be making notes over a 24-hour period of how it fares inside this plastic soap dish. All that is left now is to wait for battle to commence and to start using the bar itself. So let's go to war.